Hey crafty friends, this is Nye with All Things Were Created. Today we are going to do a little bit of crafting. I finally found at my local $1.25 store these fun Easter cutouts that I've been seeing all over the internet. So today I'm going to do the chick. And what I have here is this really pretty scrapbook paper that came as part of a pack that I have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mod Podge the paper onto my chick and give it a little bit of fun sprucing up here. So I love this paper. I'm just going to kind of come along here at the back somewhere, and I'm going to do it this way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to trace the back here along the shape of my chick. I'm just using my pencil here and kind of doing that outline here. It doesn't have to be perfect, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in and just sand it down. So there's that. I'm just going to give it a wide, quick cut here, and put off this extra paper to the side. And now I'm going to come back in and just kind of get a little bit closer to my outline without going right up against my outline, because it's not exactly perfect because I just did it very lightly. All right, so I'm just kind of coming around my outline here. When you've got the grooves, you just have to be a little bit careful, because you don't want to make it exact. And so here we go. I'm almost there. Just coming up to the top. And then this last part. And that's it. Let me put my scissors off to the side. And what I'm going to do now is I've got my Mod Podge. So I've opened it up. I've got my foam brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the chick here with Mod Podge, and just kind of getting it everywhere, so that way the glue and the paper adheres everywhere to the chick. And when you're doing it, what you want to do is you do want to make sure that you're not having any clumps of the Mod Podge anywhere, because then you'll get a wrinkle in your paper, and you don't want that because then it won't look like it's actually supposed to be the pattern. So I've got mine everywhere. It's all spread out here. And you put that down. And then I'm going to place my paper right on top. And I just thought this paper was so pretty. It's so springy, and I don't know, it's just perfect for a little chick. I just thought it was perfect when I saw it. It was like, oh, I knew that this was what I wanted to use it for. So I'm kind of coming here. And what I'm doing now is I'm pressing it all the way along the edges, because I'm going to come in with my sanding block here just to get rid of the excess. So I'm just making sure that my paper is glued all the way to the edge, really pressing it down and getting those edges. And let me close up my glue so I don't get any debris inside of it. And let me put it off to the side there. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm using my sanding block here, and I'm just going to kind of come along and just go right along the edges of the chick. I'm just grabbing all of that extra paper and kind of sanding it away. So it was really important that we pressed it down. And this part's coming up a little bit. So see, sometimes these things happen. Let me grab a little bit more glue, and let me just press it down and hope that I don't get a bubble there. But even though like this edge here is, you can already see like I kind of took a little bit too much of the paper there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of wax along the edge of the block here, so that way it just kind of adds that little rustic look to it. And come around this way. Do this side here. And what you really do also want to do is make sure that you're kind of using a fairly new block, because it'll help to make it go faster. Because that sanding block here, it's like a scissors. You could probably use an X-Acto knife. I've never actually tried that, but I wonder if it would work. Maybe I should try that on my next one. So I was really excited when I got to my $1.25 store, because I finally found these blocks and I just thought they were so cute. And I wanted to try crafting with them too. I kept seeing lots of different crafts, and so I wanted to make one myself. So, all right. So once you have it, this is a really thick paper that I'm using too. It's a little bit thicker than normal. Okay, I don't think it's a 65-pound paper. I feel like it's maybe like 100 weight. So it's a little bit harder here to sand. All right. So when you start to see the paper ripping, that's when you know, like, you could probably come in and start to rip it off. And if you're just gentle, you'll be able to get it. All right, so that one took a little bit of time here, but sometimes that's what happens. This is definitely a thicker cardstock or thicker scrapbook paper than what I would normally use, but it was just too cute to pass up. So let me just kind of come back in here with this larger one, just to make sure that I'm getting all of the edges here. Oh, I love it. All right, so, oh, it's so springy and perfect. This part here, it's gonna bother me. It's a little, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, let me move this out of the way. So, ooh, I just love it. It's so cool and pretty. Oh, I forgot to close this back up. I got so caught up, so excited about doing it. So what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to take a little bit of twine here, and I'm going to wrap it around, because I don't want to do anything that's really going to take too much away from this pattern here, because I really like this paper. I've got 2 pieces here. All right, there we go. So I'm going to wrap it around, I think 3 or 4 times. I don't know, maybe a little bit more. We'll see as we're going. See how thick it's starting to look out. All right. So let's start right about here then. Let's see what we end up with. So I'm going to wrap it right around the neck. That's 3, 4, and I think I'm going to go with 5. Yep. And I'm going to let it be so that way it gets caught right here at the front, because that's where I'm going to make my bow. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue and to make sure that my pieces are getting caught right in there in that hot glue. So I just use my finger to press it down. Yeah, a little bit more glue on my finger than I was expecting there. I'm going to cut that piece, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a longer one so I can make a little bit of a bow. Can make a little bit of a knot here. My piece is a little too small. See, that's what happens. You can always cut it down and make it smaller, but you can never make more. So let's see. Pull it this way. And there we go. All right, make it nice and tight. I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller. I'm going to come right in there. And I think I'm actually going to leave the looseness there too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more hot glue to the back. I'm going to press it down right in the center. And well, I thought about adding a little butterfly to this one, but I don't know. It really just looks cute the way it is. So I found these at my local Hobby Lobby, and they're iridescent, and so it's just kind of neat. Maybe I will still add it. I don't know. So many different colors too. I don't really think the blue goes. I think I'm gonna stick with the pink. And I don't know, maybe I'll just add it right there. Oh, I wish this was alive so you guys could tell me what you think. I don't know. I really like it just the way it is. I'll have to think about it. But so far, this is where I'm going to leave it, and this is where it's going to end up. So I hope you guys like this one. Be sure to keep up and follow along with the next one.